I'm not sure if I made this up myself or if I heard someone else say it, but to me, business has always seemed a bit like a staircase. Hang on and I'll explain what I mean by that. My first business was lawn care, and I started that when I was 11 years old. I brought my little brother on, I hired him, he's working for me, having a great time, and we made some baby steps in the business, and each one of those steps was like taking a step up the set of stairs. And here's what I mean. So first I had to figure out how I was going to make money. And I decided for me it was going to be lawn care. And then I had to decide where I was going to get the equipment. I had to go and talk to the neighbors and drum up some customers. I had to figure out what my pricing was going to be. And then I had to figure out how to put all of this into a schedule so that I ensured that everything happened properly. Now in business, we have all of these different problems we need to solve. And when you're first starting out, everything is something that needs solved. And you're just taking step after step after step up those stairs. But the staircase, unlike this one, never seems to end. Now, for me and my lawn care business, it was a pretty easy set of stairs. I had to figure out where I was going to get the lawnmower. Fortunately, my parents were willing to allow me to use that. And then I had to figure out what I was going to charge. That was pretty quick and easy. I went and talked to a number of potential customers, talked to my brother, worked out all the deals, and before you know it, I had a thriving business. But oftentimes, as adults, our businesses are a little bit more complex, and we don't run out of steps to take as quickly. So some of the problems that I see people often run into in this business world is if they're just getting started, they don't even know what structure their business should be. They don't know how to register their business with the state. They don't know how to go and get an EIN number, or if they need an EIN number. And there's problem. Fortunately, in today's world, we've got so many online resources and so many offline resources that are available to help small business owners or entrepreneurs or people who think they might want to head in that direction. So if you're stuck on a step, I would invite you to take a few minutes and write out what that problem is and write out what an ideal solution looks like to you, and then go out and ask AI, ask Google, ask YouTube, or go find somebody who's been down that road already and ask them. Once you get the foundational pieces solved, we're in a whole new set of problems, because oftentimes people don't even know the right step they should take for their business next. And what I mean by that is you can run the daily operations of your business and you can get your business built up to where it's running as long as you're there operating, making sure it's all happening correctly. But a business that really gives you freedom can't be one that relies on you as the business owner to always be there. So oftentimes I've seen people where they'll get to this plateau and they don't know where to go next. So they dig in and do more of what they've done in the past. Oftentimes they'll dig in and do more sales, and then they'll do more fulfillment, and they'll just work harder and harder and harder. But what they don't realize is doing what got you to where you are will never get you somewhere else. You've got to change path. You've got to change directions. And that's what it means to take that next step on that staircase. But for a lot of people, they don't know what that next step is. So again, if you're stuck and your business hasn't shifted and you've not been moving forward towards that life of freedom, I'd invite you to write down where you're at, write down what it looks like, write down what the ideal solution would look like for you, and then go out, do that research again. Go ask AI. Go ask a search engine. Go ask YouTube. Go ask somebody who's already gotten to where you want to go. Read some books, and then take those, whatever you've learned, and just start applying it. But the trick is you have to think differently, and then you have to act differently. But the staircase for business is these little incremental improvements towards your goal. And if you think about it like that, you'll realize that it's not so much about the destination as it is moving through those steps to build what you want. So now, hopefully, every time you see a set of stairs, instead of just walking up those set of stairs, take a moment as you're walking on those stairs to think about, where am I at in my business? Where do I want to be? And what do I need to do to take those next few steps up that never-ending staircase?